The old school RuneScape high scores. There's thousands of entrants on it, logs for everything, from skills to clue scrolls to bossing.
And among the permanent high scores, the hardcore Ironman variant is by far the rarest place to find an account.
There's several bosses with just a couple of entrants on it, but when this journey started, there was only one boss that had 0 accounts on its high scores. And that was the Corrupted Gauntlet. The Corrupted Gauntlet is largely agreed upon as some of the hardest, most dangerous PvM content in RuneScape. There's no team that can carry you, no combo food, and of course, no panic teleport. For that reason, I set out to put my name on top of the high scores. But shortly after I started my journey, this happened.
No! Wow. I'm a dumbass.
And so, with Alfie set on revenge, and myself aiming for a spot on the Corrupted Gauntlet's high scores, we decided to have a race. Both putting up $100 to whoever's hardcore would claim the corrupted Blade of Saeldor first. This is Hardcore Iron Man, Race for the Blade.
Hey, this is episode 2 in the series. If you haven't already seen episode 1, make sure you check that out. It'll be in the description, and I'll try to put something on the screen. Anyways, in case you guys did forget anything from last episode, I'm going to do a quick recap explaining exactly what happened. Here you go. Quick update from last episode. The Gauntlet is hard content, Corrupted Gauntlet even harder content. The accounts weren't fresh off Tutorial Island. In fact, they both had some early game grinds done. Anyways, I did some early game skilling, got graceful, overheads, and then ran into questing. Alfie did similarly. At the end of the video, both accounts had Barrows Gloves, Graceful, Ancients, and Fighter Torsos. Alfie had Monkey Madness 2, as well as Dragon Slayer 2 completed, and I was still doing the final prep for Monkey Madness 2. Then, Jagex decided to drop the very first Deadman Mode tournament in over a year, right as the race was nearing its conclusion.
And that puts us at the end of episode 1.
So, Jagex drops Deadman Mode, and Alfie and I agreed that we'll pause the race until after the tournament. We were both avid fans of the game mode, and decided that this would be worth putting time into, and focus on that rather than our hardcores. It didn't exactly work out like that though. Alfie played Deadman Mode for about 9 days, 2 days longer than the normal tournament length. But I ended up playing for the full 28 days of this summer tournament. So, while I'm hosting altars, tanking blazers, and totally not planking to anyone, Alfie hopped back on Alficiency. Having finished Dragon Slayer 2 just before Deadman Mode, Alfie now decided to go and kill Vorkath for the Vorkath head. It was a pretty uneventful 50 kills, minus 1 lag spike, and he got his assembler. Alfie then farmed a whip and decided to start boosting raids for a Dex and an Arcane. Then, this happened.
Oh my gosh! There's no way! There's actually no way! Oh my gosh!
Yep. Alficiency got a twisted bow. He had access to any late game content he wanted with that single drop. Meanwhile, I'm still hosting Altar and getting ready for Deadman Mode's final hour, which I planked in almost immediately. But there's 2 sides to receiving a drop like a T-bow. On one hand, as mentioned earlier, you have access to almost any late game content you could want to do. But on the other hand, you really don't want to do risky content where you aren't using that T-bow, which is exactly what the Gauntlet is. So, Alfie decides to start doing content he's never gotten to do with a T-bow before, starting out with the Inferno and moving to more risky content, namely Zulrah, Commander Ziliana, Armadil, and of course, the Theater of Blood. Meanwhile, Deadman Mode finally wraps up, and it's time to grind more on the hardcore. But, as all the PKers sleep off their month-long grind, it's time to journey into the wilderness for the first bit of truly dangerous content on the account, Mage Arena 2. From both of the Mage Arenas, I only have a couple of brews that I got from Grubby Keys, as well as a few sharks, but my main food source is going to be karambwams and swordfish, so there's a good bit of risk to this grind, and if I get caught, I'm most likely dead. Anyways, I hop on my main, I Am Frenchie, grab one of my trusted friends Belle, and journey into the wildies scouting on the other 2 accounts. Mage Arena 1 and unlocking the spells goes well without seeing a single other account, but that's not what I was worried about. See, I have the lowest possible magic level for this mini quest at level 75. Combine that with my low HP level and subpar food, and actually killing the demons for Mage Arena 2 is going to be a challenge in of itself, even if we don't see any PKers. For those who don't know, for Mage Arena 2, you run around in level 50 Wilderness and look for demons that you have to summon and then kill. They're all located in multi-areas, and in order to find them, you play a game of hot and cold, only you take damage every time that you check. Anyways, Sarah does a decent bit of damage, but I survive, and Gothic just so happens to be at the same location, and also isn't too much of an issue. But Zammy, on the other hand, I'll just show you. So we start out looking for the location and go south of Lava Maze near Callisto, and I'm so focused on trying to find the location I don't notice how hard Callisto hits me, leaving me with 9 HP. Had Belle not yelled at me at this point, I think I would have taken another hit and no longer be a hardcore. Luckily we survive and we make our journey up to Anarkarl where we find the demon, but having taken so much damage already, it's not gonna be a clean fight. In fact, I have to start sipping my brews, and even then I realize I don't think I have enough food for this. So, after getting knocked down to 9 HP again, I try to run away and get the logout. After getting hit again, going down to now 2 HP, I decide to run even further away, and somehow we get the logout. But now I'm sitting at 2 HP in level 50 Wilderness and somehow have to get to a bank without taking any damage. By some miracle, there are no PKers, and we get back to the bank to restock. This time, the boss moves again, and we're able to kill it with no major issues. Then, we make the quick trek back to Mage Bank and claim our Mage Arena 2 cape. Now, with Mage Arena 2 completed, it was time to get back to more Slayer for not only money, but access to the main training method on my account, Maniacal Monkeys. One of the best tasks for money on an early game Iron is Lizardman Shamans. Their drop table is filled with rune items, battle staves, and ores to smelt. But on my second task, we got a little bit better RNG than I was hoping for.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! We got it!
I got a Dragon Warhammer, one of the most important items for bossing on an account, at 169 KC. 3% of its 1 in 5,000 drop rate. Anyways, we continue Slayer, and over the next few days I finally get the requirements to do Monkey Madness 2. We get into the quest, and some of the bosses give me some trouble, but we make it through with the red helm still intact. Right after the quest, we go into farming demonic gorillas and hope for some more GP, and once again, we have some RNG on our side.
What?
We get a Zenite at 21 KC, but in reality, we don't really have a plan to make it into anything, as we just need money to get to the gauntlet, and spending GP on the crafting level, as well as the onyx to make the jewelry, just isn't worthwhile. So, we finish our Black Demon task with nothing else that's too exciting, except some more alchemy drops, and we get ready for our final push. Time for a quick stat check-in. On about day 75, I have Monkey Madness 2, as well as Mage Arena 2 done, as well as these stats. Meanwhile, Alfiecency is miles ahead. He's already done his 50 Vorkath kills from Dragon Slayer 2, has 74 Prayer and Rigor, as well as 99 HP and range, 96 magic, as well as base 90 combats. And oh yeah, he's doing Theater of Blood. It kind of feels like this race is all but over, but on the same 75th day, disaster struck.
What happened? What happened? I got hit by the tornado and the boom. Wow. That was bound to happen. Oh. What a What a way to go.